Awesome. I'm here with Ryan, an incredible customer of ours who's been running some online leads. He has been for a long, long time. Plugged in us as a formal kind of ISA solution, if you will. His sales side was incredible in terms of just teeing them up, working with a lead that's been qualified, that's been serious and ready to go. It was kind of the back end that needed a little bit of assistance and a little bit of a layup. So that's what we've been helping him with. But I wanted to bring him on for him to explain that kind of the scenario, just a bit of his background, how he just one works with us and is partnered with us, but also just his business in general, what he recommends for other agents as well. So, Ryan, I'll let you take that away.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate you having me on. And can't say enough about your guys' services. You and the team do a great job, and it's been a great relationship. But yeah, a little bit of background you spoke about. So I've been in the industry a little over 10 years, here in the Twin Cities area, run a
Hmm.
small team, and doing online leads, things like that. Obviously, cultivating our sphere, SOI, things like that. But the online lead piece is just a hard always portion of converting them and
Yep.
seeing that ROI. So working with Convertifi has been great. We've had 26 appointments set so far. We started, I believe, in March of 24. So,
Hmm.
um, I don't do a large bulk of lead volume on them, but we're increasing it monthly.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, the GCI, potential GCI is like 230,000. So that's really something to look forward to. We've got several under contract, several out showing. So the agents are doing a great job. And just the communication has been the biggest piece. So I really can't say enough about you guys, Brandon. Thanks a lot.
I love that. In terms of even us aside, your experience with online leads in general, a lot of agents will say, the leads suck, and then we dive in. We do our kind of our mini analysis, if you will. It's like, okay, like how many times did you call them? It's like, oh, well, I didn't really call them. I called them maybe once or twice, or I called them a couple days later because I didn't want to seem like a pest or something. And I get that, but when we speak with them, we're like, no, like these are what our successful agents are doing. This is how we tee it up for them. It's all the approach that you take. What do you, I guess, on your side too, on the sales side, but even before that, what do you recommend agents, like the mindset that they should have walking into this and the systems that they should have in place to like really make this successful? And I guess the timeline, because the first thing I noticed from working with you too, you think in sometimes quarters, not days, not weeks, not even months. You're thinking like a couple times a year, like I need to give this thing the legs that it really needs. And that means sometimes 3, 6, 12, 18 months. So I guess in your background and experience, what do you recommend for other agents who want to give this a real, for sure shot or try?
For sure. No, that's a great question. And I'll kind of answer that in a couple different ways. I think, first online leads, if you have a conversion ratio of, really average 1 to 3%, I mean, they
Yeah.
can be tough and it's all in the follow-up. And just like you said, I think a lot of agents, they get a new lead and thought processes, new leads are going to be the hottest leads.
Hmm.
So maybe call them once, maybe call them twice. But we look at statistics. People are getting these conversions on the seventh, eighth, ninth, maybe even 12th contact.
Seriously.
I was just at a event in Dallas last week for a Town Ferry Summit. It was had some statistics where, I mean, it was over 1,000 days since a lead had come in, and they showed the conversion of how many phone calls, texts. I mean, over 1,000 emails. And then it happened. So I guess with that, you kind of answer the question. I mean, the leads are great, things like that, and working them, but there's so much power in old leads as well. I think we
Yeah.
have to remember, just as people in day to day, that our lives are always changing. Even personally, something that might have been last week that was top of mind isn't this week because for whatever reason. And that's the way we have to look at our consumers as well,
Yeah.
because real estate may be on their mind today, but not tomorrow. But hey, in a couple months, they may be. So it's really just complete follow up and obviously teaming up with a great place like you guys. So
Yeah.
it's been good. And I think CRM and then also who you get your leads from is really
I
important
was
too.
just going to say that. So with obviously Ylopo and the different platforms, Follow Up Boss is huge on this, and just being, Ryan said it, like top of mind. Like even if there's going to be days, especially in the weekends or evenings, where they want to just chill out with the kids or they need to get groceries, or seriously, like these are things that we hear in our day-to-day conversations, and it's like, hey, call me, call me next week. We call them next week, they don't answer. For most people, it's like that's super demotivating. Even sometimes for us it is, but we know this isn't personal. Like they're not angry at us. We just need to try again and just continue pushing that envelope. And by the third or fourth call, we're like, I'm really, really sorry. The lead is super apologetic most of the time, but they're like, I'm really sorry stuff came up, but let's get this going. We're able to tee up an appointment. And we've had a couple of those where it's like they're finally ready to speak with Ryan and his team, and it turns out incredible, right? So there is situations like that. You just got to keep pushing. The serious money is in the follow-up. Obviously, new leads keep us fed short term, but long term money, like it's all in that follow up game. And Ryan's now in a position to where we've been doing this for a couple months, and it's been really pushing along. And there's just this juicy pipeline that is going to just start falling piece by piece by piece because we're booking a fair amount of appointments. There's also this huge stack of nurtures that are just sitting there waiting to be turned into something. So,
Exactly.
no,
Totally agree.
that was said perfectly. That's awesome. Thank you again for your time. And
Yeah.
to anyone watching, thanks for taking a look.
Thanks a lot.